about me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
So today we have this plant that I just purchased a few days ago off of Facebook, and it is a dark mama crossed with ace of spades hybrid, Anthurium, and it's a really pretty plant. The seller had shipped it USPS, which I'm not usually a huge fan of, but it was supposed to arrive on Friday, but it did not. It stayed in the post office over the weekend, and the temperatures were pretty cold, so it did get some minor cosmetic damage, but the roots were totally healthy and fine. The leaves were also very healthy and fine, just like I said, some minor cosmetic damage. The seller also had his plant in, and most of his plants, I believe, in semi-hydroponics, so in Leca. So I put this plant into just a glass of water to get it acclimated to my environment. And then I figured I'll just wait a few days and then I will put it into my substrate. I used to do a lot of Leca. I don't do it anymore because I found that the top of the roots get a little too dry. So we are going to put it into a mix. And I will list up here what is in that mix. But first we're just going to go ahead and chop off some of these dead roots. Okay, so we're going to go with this size container for its new home, and we're going to get started with our mix. So I first have some Sphagnum Moss in this container, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix it with tree fern fiber, get it really mixed in there. Watch out for the cloud of dust. It's gross. So we're going to go ahead and mix some of that in there. There is some pumice in the tree fern fiber mix, not as much as I would like, but I've run out, so I'm just going to mix these together. I'm just adding some water in for that moss because that moss was really dry. I should have done this before I put in the tree fern fiber, but it all worked out in the end. And then I'm going to also add some other items such as stratum and also some horticultural charcoal. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. The base of the pot, I'm going to be putting in some Leca, just as kind of like a makeshift of a reservoir. I just do around about an inch or so, depending upon the size of the pot, obviously. So as you can see here, it's about an inch. And then I don't always keep water at the bottom of it. It's just when I do fill it up, or water my plant rather, it's just a good reference for me. And I am planning on going on vacation for a week in July, so I'm just trying to get all my plants like ready for that. So I'm just adding in the charcoal, get that all mixed together, and then we should be ready to pot it up. Oh, I'm also adding in some, I think it's called horchata. I might be saying that wrong. It's just really small pieces of orchid bark, I believe. I had this laying around because I used to have a ton of orchids. That's kind of how I got into plants. Well, end up breakup, but anyways. So I'm just going to add some stratum or fluval stratum, whatever. I picked this up today at PetSmart. It's so expensive. This stuff is like $30 to $35. I don't remember exactly. And not that that's expensive, but stratum just does wonders for like new plants, whether they're new to my environment or especially imported plants. I find between that and like pumice or perlite and or tree fern fiber, anything mixed with stratum, like the roots just take off so quickly. I would actually compare it to tree fern fiber. I feel like they're very similar in root growth and the quickness of the root growth. Most of my plants are anthuriums, so this is more geared towards anthuriums, actually, and philodendrons. I've had really good success with philodendrons in tree fern fiber. So we're just gonna get that all mixed up. Small little fluffy layer at the bottom on top of the leca, so the plant doesn't just sit on the leca. Remember to take your time and be gentle. You don't want to rush and then accidentally break a leaf or a root. Okay, I think this looks good. Just gonna clean up my mess a little bit here, and then I'm gonna grab a stake or plant stake or a pole real quick. This is just an acrylic one that I got off of Amazon. I will try and find the link and place it for you down below. I love these acrylic things. I think they're way prettier than, what are they, like bamboo sticks? I do love bamboo, but I think this is way prettier. So I'm just gonna gently, it doesn't look gently, but I am gently going around the cup and making sure there's no big air gaps and just filling them in with the tree fern fiber as that moves around pretty easily in the pot. Okay, I think that about does it. The plant looks great, and the plant fertilizer I use at this time is called Aroid Food Plant Nutrients from, I don't know how to say this, Ruscio plant. The guy's name is Tyler. I think it's Russo. Anyways, I've been using his fertilizer. I bought a bottle of it and I think it's done great. Before that, I used to use the Hydroponics, General Hydroponics brand. And I did really like those too. It was just a lot more work. And that's when I used to use Leca as my prime or main media. As of the past few months, I've switched over to the fiber Aroid mix with other stuff. Well, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Thanks for coming along. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Bye!
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.